My name is Minister Dominic Alexander, President and founder of the Next Generation Action Network. Today we stand here with the family of Daniel Erving, Washawn Daredia, the attorney, Blerim Elmazi, also Reverend Ronald Wright with the Texas Justice Seekers, as well as Crystal Bates with the NAACP DFW chapter, also family, friends, supporters, community leaders, and so many people who have stood with this family in this last 3 months. Today is 3 months since Daniel Erving left his home on April 13th. Let me say that again. Today is 3 months, April 13th. I don't want to hear someone say that the Next Generation Action Network rushed to judgment. I don't want to hear nobody say that we gave our own opinion of this case, or we're just assassinating the character, because what this family did is respect the process. They allowed the police department to investigate this situation. They continue to demand every day that charges be brought against these boys. Before I say anything, I want to address what the Next Generation Action Network always deal with. We did not create American history. We inherited it. Black Americans did not create disparities. We inherited a justice system that goes from generations to generations. This is not about race baiting that white America likes to bring up. This is about us demanding a system to work just like we see it work for our white counterparts in America. I've been doing this for 12 years. It doesn't take 3 months to investigate what happened to Daniel Erving. Tampering with the evidence charge is an outright disrespect to this family, to me, to this community. You cannot later on say this is an accident when you fail to report. Black Americans have realized when we leave someone and we leave the scene of what could be alleged as a crime, we are later picked up within 24 hours, maybe even the same hour. But that's history, that's facts. That's not some made-up story that Dominic Alexander created in 2026. It's what we know, the justice system. This family was hit with the fact of a police officer saying after Riley Johnson came into the police department, that's the minor suspect in this case with his parents, after days, that this may be a mistake. But you failed to go back to the house you picked Daniel Erving up and tell this family that something happened. You threw out his clothes out of a moving vehicle. You threw out his cell phone in a moving vehicle. Eyewitness says that they never saw them with fishing rods. They saw them go there, 2 white individuals with a black male, and then when they returned to the car, they did not see that black male. What, after 90 days, can this family call that? We can only call it murder. The fact that I have to have this mother endure another press conference to address this issue. We just want justice just like any other family. No matter the race, color, creed, or orientation, this mother should not have to look at the fact or look at the ashes of her son. Daniel should be preparing himself for his life in the military, as I was told. Daniel will never have that wedding, that child, whatever God had in store for him. It was taken. And yet there is a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old, Lucas Roper and Riley Johnson, who have been arrested with tampering with evidence. But I'm here to say to Dallas Police Department and to the Dallas County District Attorney, John Cruzo, we want murder charges. We demand it. We want it now. I'm gonna bring up the first family attorney, Sean Daredia.
Daniel Erving was a son, a brother, a high school senior who had his whole life ahead of him. He was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team. On April 13th, 2026, Daniel Erving and two individuals went to Lake Ray Hubbard. That day, only two of those individuals returned. They returned home to their families, and Daniel Erving ended up on the bottom of Lake Ray Hubbard, never to see his mother or his family ever again. My name is Attorney Sean Daredia, and I'm here with my co-counsel, Mr. Blerim Elmazi, and we have the honor and privilege to be retained by Ms. Tamika Erving and her family to conduct an independent investigation as to the cause of death of Mr. Daniel Erving. Now, you may ask, why do we need an independent investigation? That is because this family has lost confidence in the system that is supposed to protect them. This family has a distrust of the Dallas Police Department. They have not given this death of an 18-year-old Daniel Erving the urgency it deserves and demands. Daniel Erving was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team. He was a strong, healthy young athlete. For these two suspects to say he drowned and they left, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Something smells off to us. Those two suspects let Daniel Erving, they let his body sit on the bottom of Lake Ray Hubbard for 4 days. 4 days he sat there. They went to school. They lived their lives. They talked to their parents, talked to their friends, acted like nothing happened. Only after this case got media attention, after it was on the news, social media, there was a manhunt. Police were looking. That's when they came over. 4 days it took them, and they said it was an accident. If it's an accident, why hide the clothes? Why flee the scene? Why toss Daniel Erving's cell phone out the car? Better yet, why do you have Daniel Erving's cell phone? Why go home and delete every text message, every communication? If you have nothing to hide and it's an accident, why delete the evidence? Why delete the text? Those are the answers we demand. This is a call to action. We are asking and demanding that the Dallas Police Department conduct a thorough, complete, and impartial investigation. Follow the facts where they may lead, and bring the appropriate charges, including but not limited to murder. Amen. the Dallas County District Attorney's Office. This family, this community will not accept tampering charges, a measly $10,000 bond as the final say for Daniel Erving. We won't accept that. Take this case, take the facts, take the evidence to a grand jury and bring the appropriate charges. We will not let Daniel Erving's name die in vain. We will not let his name die in vain, and we will say his name, and we will say it loud and proud. Daniel Erving deserves justice. We came here for three things today. We came here to demand justice, to demand accountability, and to demand change. Justice for Daniel Erving. Accountability for every single person involved in the death of Daniel Erving. And change. So no mother has to stand before in this situation demanding, begging, pleading to get justice for her son. This is a difficult time for this family. This has been tough. But again, we want justice. We want accountability, and we want change. And we will not be quiet. We will not stop, and we will not go away until we get justice for Daniel Erving. Thank you.
To quote William Shakespeare, something's rotten in the state of Denmark. What we know today are the same facts that the Dallas Police Department knew on April 17th when they interviewed these suspects. And why did it take them 3 months to decide to do anything about it? Why did it take thousands, tens of thousands of people, millions of views on social media to get our law enforcement agencies to do the job that we expect them to do every day? Why did it take a room full of cameras to get people in the Dallas Police Department, in the Rowlett Police Department, in the Dallas County District Attorney's Office to finally pay attention to this mother? Miss Erving shouldn't have had to beg officers to ping her son's cell phone after he went missing. She shouldn't have had to beg for 1 day. Not even for 1 hour she should have had to beg. But that's what she did. They left this mother with no choice but to do her own investigation, to hire her own attorneys, because the system failed her. A system that should have been there to protect her, to deliver accountability and justice, failed her. And it is quite frankly a slap in the face of this mother and this community that tampering with evidence charges alone are what we're here to discuss. We have no idea if the Dallas Police Department or the District Attorney's Office is even having a murder investigation at this moment. What we do know is the same facts they knew on April 16th are what's known today. Why did it take 3 months after interviewing these suspects to make an arrest? Why was an arrest not made on April 17th? Why was this mother left with no other choice? It's a systemic failure. And if the Dallas Police Department, if Rowlett Police Department, if the DA's office can't do their job, then the federal government should step in and do that job for them.
All right, I won't hold you long. You all heard the story, but we're here just to let you know that we have to hold our police department accountable for the work that needs to be done. And as a community, until we wake up, we are going to continue to go through what we're going through. And so we want the police department. I talked with one of the captains, and we had a nice little chat, and a couple of hours later, they made an arrest. So the point is, We have to hold them accountable, and the district attorney always is familiar with what this case was all about, and it's unfortunate that this mother had to go through what she went through. And I know Dominique said it doesn't want to be a racial thing, but that is what it's all about. Amen. And I'm going to tell you the truth, because if these would have been the other way around, those young men that look like me would be in prison, not alone in jail. So it's time for us to wake up as a people so we can make sure justice is for all and not for some.
I do want to acknowledge the siblings of Daniel Erving, who sits on the left of me. This mother, this auntie, this family has spent months doing more work, and siblings doing more work than any investigator. When we have situations happen, we don't need to be the lead investigator. We have to be in order to get to the bottom, because the system does not work for us. I know this family personally. The grandfather is my childhood pastor, Dr. Mackerel Sargent, who sits here with us today, and First Lady Sargent. This family, Pastor Sargent, is a well-respected, legendary leader in our community, have served this community for years. And I believe that even from the community of clergy would even be outraged that Dr. Sargent would even have to deal with this. And that the Dallas Police Department would disrespect this family and not bringing charges. This family is yet a family of faith, courage, strength. They will not go away. The Next Generation Action Network will not go away. These attorneys and community leaders will not go away until we see justice in the murder. And because law enforcement failed to investigate, we're going to call it what it is. Because when you leave a community left to interpret what happened, it's called murder. When we don't know what happened or whatever it may be, the only thing we can do is murder. And guess what? If you do your job and you investigate it and the facts change that, then we'll change it then. But till then, it's called murder. Because you don't throw someone's clothes out of the car. You don't throw a cell phone out of the car. You don't delete a text message unless you are guilty of something. And I don't have to reiterate the PC affidavit because you can read it yourself. You deleted messages because you knew it was going to be an investigation. An investigation of what? Murder. What? And someone wants us to say, don't rush to murder. What investigation? You heard from his mouth. And you also saw how Rowlett Police Department delayed immediate accountability of the situation. I want to be clarity that because of Lake Ray Hubbard, so that people can understand this is an important fact, it is allegedly that Daniel, however, got in the lake. I don't want to say jump in because I don't know. On the Rowlett side, where they found him is in the city of Dallas, in Lake Ray Hubbard. That's why you have two different initiating agencies that are investigating. The immediate days that this happened, Rowlett Police Department was leading the investigation, and when they found him on the Dallas side, that's when Dallas Police Department took the investigation. But Riley Johnson came inside of the Raleigh Police Department, which those same officers came and looked at this family and said, it may have been an accident. We don't know all the facts of the case, but they also told this man, no arrest has been made at this time. They delayed answers to this family. They also even got irritated by this family who found that their child is dead. Irritated by the fact that this mother wanted answers. And so the reality is that we must demand justice, and we need everyone to join us in making sure that Lucas Roper and Riley Johnson is yet charged with murder. And if there's anything else, somebody better get to talking. And for all of the parents who had the unmitigated gall to come on my social media posts, I wish you had that same attitude when your child told you that Daniel Erving was under Lake Ray Hubbard. That's the only thing I have response to you. This is someone's child. Have that same attitude to cooperate with this investigation. We will open it up for questions.
Mr. Daredia, could you please just describe to us what the independent investigation looks like moving forward?
Yes, we are hiring our own private investigation team to look into the facts. And while you bring that comment up, I do have a message for everyone watching this. If you have any information on this case, if you were there at Lake Ray Hubbard that day, please come forward. Contact our office, contact our staff, our investigators. We are in a ferocious pursuit of the truth. We want to find out what happens. If this was your child, your mother, you would want justice too. So please come forward with any evidence you have so it can help us in our investigation.
I'd like to ask, you guys mentioned Daniel was on the swim team. How strong of a swimmer was he enough that you guys say this is not adding up, as you mentioned? How long has he been swimming?
Those facts we will reveal at a different date, but I can say I have personally seen myself documents that he was a member of the swim team. He was a swimmer. And the fact that he was a young, healthy, 18-year-old member of his swim team,
Amen.
he could swim.
Amen.
He was comfortable in the water. That is a fact.
Amen.
It doesn't add up that he drowned. And these two young men left. They left him there to die. They didn't call anyone. For them to say it's an accident and not call for help, it just doesn't add up. And we're asking, again, law enforcement to look into this, to the district attorney's office. Why didn't they call for help? Why are they getting rid of evidence? Look into that.
Amen.
Would Daniel's mother like to say a few words? I would just like to hear.
Not at this time.
Would any of you be able to speak to who he was as a young man, what he wanted to do with his life?
I am Mackenzie Erving. I am Daniel Erving's sister. Firstly, I would just like to say that my brother did not deserve this. My mother did not deserve this. My family did not deserve this.
Amen.
My brother was a law-abiding citizen. He had big dreams, big aspirations. He was always smiling. There's not a photo of him not smiling. My brother wanted to do so much with his life. Very kind. He was a protector. He loved everyone.
Amen.
Everyone has nothing but good things to say about him. So for something so tragic and so demonic to happen to him, it doesn't make sense.
Amen.
And we will not stop until we get justice, because I know something else happened down there at that lake.
You said that he was a dreamer. What was he planning to do with his life?
My brother actually wanted to join the military. He wanted to serve this country. He wanted to protect everyone of this country. He wanted to protect the people that hurt him. That's the type of person that he was. So for something like this to happen to him, And for it to be no sense of urgency is absolutely ridiculous, and it's not something that we will stand for.
And do you know if he was friends with these two?
I have no comment on that at this time, but nevertheless, right is right and wrong is wrong. And when it's a life or death situation, you are to render aid, you are to help someone. Someone needs to be held accountable, and we're here today because we want accountability. And that's all.
I wanted to ask you if the moment you guys finally found out what happened, can you walk me through the emotions and what it's been like since then, leading up to this? You guys said it's been 3 months to get to this point.
Yes.
What's it been like?
Complete agony, day and night. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. It's a soul tie between all of us. We're so equally yoked and connected that we feel this deeply. Even since his disappearance, we knew something was wrong because he would never leave his family worried about him. He would always come home. He would always answer our phone calls. He would always be there for us. Always. There's not a time Mike would not be there for us. So now we are here for him. Amen.
Shortly after this, after the death of Mr. Daniel Erving, the family contacted me, and I was retained to help them with this case. I can say these past 3 months have been the most difficult time of Ms. Tamika Erving and Ms. Lakeisha Blake, the aunt of Daniel Erving. Every day we have spoken, they have lived in pain and agony. Ms. Tamika Erving has done so much at the standpoint of wanting to help law enforcement, turning over ring cameras, turning over evidence, emails. She has turned over and left no stone unturned. It's almost as though she has been the investigator in this case. She's done everything she can. This has been the most emotional time in her life. You know, I'm beside her right now, and if she's able to say a few words to the public, she will.
I want to say thank you all for showing up to tell Daniel's story. My son was an amazing son. Amen. He was never into any trouble. He was a protector. And we would have conversations about his future. And this wasn't supposed to happen. I have gone through, our family has gone through so much the past 3 months, waiting for the justice system to provide justice. A reasonable-minded person would know if you are not guilty of a crime, why would you throw away his clothes and delete messages and not even call his mother? Amen. I want justice for my son. I want justice for Daniel.
I'd like to address the question that you posed to my niece, inquiring about the grief. The grief that my family feels is inexplainable. There aren't any words to describe the grief that has grappled my family. Despite my niece's best efforts to explain the grief, it is inexplainable. We do know that at certain times, the police department have taken vacations. I need you to understand, Tamika Erving and the rest of the family, we are absent the ability to take a vacation from the grief. This mother, my sister, my nieces, my mother, the rest of my family, we are absent the ability to take a vacation from grief. I want to also, if I may, I just want to go ahead and take this opportunity to extend my professional gratitude on behalf of the family. Again, we would like to extend our gratitude toward each and every individual, known and unknown, who has championed the call for justice for Daniel Erving. Every post that has been shared, every call, every text, Smash the Topic, the Next Generation Network, Justice Seekers Texas, to every social media influencer who shared their platform, to all grassroots civil rights activists, the community, and the village, we are grateful for your unwavering support. The Erving family will not be silenced. Our demand for justice will be honored. The Erving family is demanding all parties involved, up to and including any and all individuals who may have been accessories after the fact, to be held accountable. The Erving family will not engage and or entertain disputes regarding injustice and or social disparities, as the proof is clearly in the pudding. Most parents do their best to raise our children to be productive citizens, kind and respectful. If we've learned nothing else, we've learned our children can be defined as the textbook definition as a perfect child. And despite such, justice is continuously denied and delayed. The Erving family rejects such a denial. Delayed justice, it may be. However, it will not be denied. Thank you.
Real quick, I want to highlight this fact. We were able to confirm the identity of these two individuals that was arrested regarding this because information was being spreaded through the high schools. And we were able to confirm his name by people, children who we knew went to the school with them. And we also know that they are talking. If there are any child, anybody, any parent that is out there that has any information, let me make this very clear because of recent, I need to make sure we overclear that the Next Generation Action Network is an advocacy organization, even though it's on our website. Contact the attorneys, the law firm. There are two attorneys. The Next Generation Action Network is not protected by attorney-client privilege. I didn't just learn that yesterday. I learned that when I started the organization. So I want you to contact the law firm so that they can go out and have their investigators sit with you to protect your identity and all of the different information. Don't comment on social media. Contact these law firms. And if you do not know where to go, you can contact NGAN where we can direct you to the law firms. We do know that they have been talking about what went on that, and we want to hear from you, right? Okay, so with that being said, if there's any other questions, no other questions? All right, thank you so much. And we will continue to make sure that we stand up for justice for Daniel Erving. We will continue to keep on updating you on information regarding this case. And I hope that everybody, and I know that social media kind of get a little crazy sometimes because we have people who say different things. All we want is justice for Daniel Erving. Anything else, miss us with that. We want murder charges, and that's all we want. Thank y'all.